Let us come back again, his failures of Kibaki. But Kibaki's presidency was also tempered with a series of monumental failures. He assumed the presidency under circumstances which could have dealt with the scourge of negative ethnicity. The National Rainbow Coalition that assured his electoral victory was overseen by an organ known as the Summit. The membership of this summit represented the country's regions and major ethnic groups. This included Moi Kibaki, Kikuyu, Mudi Awore, and Wamalwa Kijana Luhia, Raila Odinga Luyo, Kibruto Kirwa, Kalenjin, Charity Ingilu, and Kalonzo Musyoka Kamba, and Najib Balala Mijikenda. Soon after electoral victory, the summit was chanted aside, an assortment of the central figures of the Jomo Kenyatta regime, all of them Kikuyu, were reconstituted as Kibaki's main advisors. This led to the reemergence of the so-called Mount Kenya Mafia that dominated the Kibaki presidency. Second, and a corollary to the above was the dishonoring of the Memorandum of Understanding that had led the basis for the National Alliance, Rainbow Coalition, and opposition unity. This included the promise that Kenya would have a new constitution within the first 100 days of the Kibaki administration. But the undertaking was abandoned instead 3 years down the road. Kenyans were presented with a draft constitution so mutilate and watered down that they rejected it in a referendum in 2005. Within 2 years, the euphoria that had accompanied Kibaki's accession to the presidency is swiftly dissipated into gloom and disenchantment. The criticism that this triggered was that the Kibaki regime was bent on self-destruction. The third failure was the lack of commitment to genuinely fight corruption despite having campaigned on a reform and anti-corruption platform. Instead, Kibaki abetted and condoned corruption by an inner circle of his cabinet ministers. In one case of questionable procurement contracts in the Ministry of Defense and calls for the sacking of the minister in charge. Sorry for that one, not Corona. Simply transferred the errant minister to another portfolio. In another case, wherein a minister was accused of conflict of interest and abuse of office to private gain and amid an uproar against the minister, Kibaki is reported to have rhetorical asked of no one in particular whose blood the minister had eaten. He clearly didn't see the misdemeanor in terms of resources that had been stolen from the Kenyan people. The final. Perhaps the most ignominious legacy on the part of President Kibaki was the blatant rigging of the 2007 presidential election. The violence that the stolen election caused pushed the country to the brink. More than 1,300 people were killed and more than 500,000 displaced had the international community not swiftly intervened to facilitate a power-sharing agreement. There is no saying what might have become of Kenya. Arguably, therefore, his Apple is stewardship of the economy, notwithstanding, Kibaki will be remembered as the president who squandered a historic opportunity to remark Kenya and ended up plunging the country into unmitigated choice. All for the sake of clinging onto power flowing and apparent electoral loss. Otherwise, thank you once again.